A man gets his wife, her mother, his mother-in-law, and her sister pregnant at the same time. Hi, my name is Mima. I'm a family counselor and also a marriage coach. And I'm starting this series, which would be me telling you stories, heart-wrenching stories that I've come across in the course of my career. A lot of emails, a lot of phone conversations, a lot of physical meetings, a lot of interventions, have given me a pile of stories that I feel I should share so that other people can learn from the experiences of these people, and please note that we got express permission from these people to hide their names but share their stories. Okay, so getting into today's story. A man and his girlfriend dated for a couple of years, moved abroad, started their life there, and they both decided that they would hold on with having children, because raising kids abroad is quite difficult, especially because, getting people to even help you is hard and everything. So they needed to get their papers, settle in well, make some money, have some savings before they start having children. Now, of course, part of her dream, I'm talking about the wife now, was to bring her mother and her only sister to join them over there. The guy, on the other hand, was from a fairly, well-to-do family. His family members were scattered around different countries. So, he didn't really have that problem, and he didn't mind helping her bring her people over. Now, a couple of years passed and they started the process of saving money, getting comfortable, sorting out papers. And the day eventually came for her mom to come. Her mother first joined them, and then the sister followed, and a couple of months after that, they decided that, okay, so now that things are stable, they could start trying for a baby. It took them about 9 months, 9 to 10 months. In this time, her sister was living with them already. Her mother was also there, and his job meant that he was home most of the time. He worked remotely, and that meant that he was home a lot. But his wife, her workstation was about 2 hours train ride from where they lived, and so she had to commute back and forth, but he worked mostly at home. And the plan was that, okay, thank God that mother-in-law is around. They could eventually have babies, and mother-in-law will take care, and husband will also do his bit since he's home a lot. Now things went well until, the lady got pregnant. So let me call her Medina. So Medina got pregnant and everybody was happy. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Medina's mom. Now, Medina's mom was married pretty early. I think at the age of 16, 17, she was married off by her father. And at that young age, she had her daughters. She wasn't the man's only wife, even though he passed when the children were still young. He had other wives, and so she had children pretty early. So now that her children were even grown and married, she still looked pretty good. She had a good figure, she looked beautiful. You would even think that she's sisters with her daughters, because she looked very lovely. Of course, mother-in-laws and son-in-laws have good relationships sometimes, and it can be very pleasing for the wife, because every woman would want her mother to get along well with her husband. So everything was looking normal and there was no problem until a couple of months into her pregnancy. And so she was around 6 months pregnant when her mom reported to her that her sister looks pregnant, that the way her sister is behaving, that the girl is looking pregnant, that she's noticed some things and she feels like they need to check and make sure that this girl is not pregnant. When they confronted the sister, she sort of denied it, at the beginning, and then they started threatening her and saying, okay, fine, they'll take her to the hospital, run some tests to be sure and everything. So when the pressure was too much, well, she said, well, I'm pregnant. But who got you pregnant? She refused to say. Now, this went on for some time. So mother was confused, pregnant sister was confused. Medina did not know what to do with her sister. Her sister wouldn't say who got her pregnant. Now, for the mother, somehow, because she was home a lot when mother-in-law was home too, because mother-in-law wasn't really doing much and he was at home a lot. Somehow their closeness developed into something else. So he started sleeping with his mother-in-law. Remember that she was still young, she was still in her early 40s, and then mother-in-law got pregnant. Now, mother-in-law didn't know she was even pregnant. Of course, at that age, she wasn't expecting it. Of course, she would feel guilty after each round of knocking her son-in-law, but she just couldn't stop. Eventually, when the sister now investigated further, got someone to crack the phone of her sister, because Medina really wanted to know who got her sister pregnant. She found that it was her husband. Through the chats on her sister's phone, she found that her husband was even begging her to go and have an abortion, how he's going to give her a lot of money, he's going to settle her, how he loves her, how she's the one that he really loves, that he just doesn't know how he can leave his marriage so that he can be with her because of what people will say, blah blah blah. She should please terminate this one, and that after this one that he'll make provisions for them to maybe move somewhere together, but that now your sister is pregnant, I don't want you to be pregnant at the same time. Please, take it out. Now, she was devastated. Now, when mother-in-law heard, because Medina ran to her mom to show her all this and tell her, my sister has been sleeping with my husband. When the mom heard, the mom was devastated too. Her reaction was explosive. It was even more than Medina's own. Everybody was really trying to calm her down because she passed out, and they had to call the ambulance to resuscitate her and everything and take her to the hospital to make sure that she's okay. It was during that hospital visit that it was announced that mother-in-law was also pregnant. And there, everyone was shocked, and sister was there, Medina was there, husband, they were all there in the hospital when they heard the news that mother-in-law was pregnant. Mother-in-law was also shocked that she was pregnant, and of course, she refused to say anything about how she got pregnant. And of course, again, her daughter took her phone, got it cracked, and saw that there was conversation between herself and her husband, intimate conversations for that matter. Sometimes they would even have, they would even knock while she was sleeping in the house and her sister was at work. So the news was out and everywhere was buzzing. It was terrible. Of course, the police also came into the matter. The man was arrested. A lot of back and forth, a lot of, all of the legal wahala and all that. Now, we still had the problem of 3 women all pregnant for the same man. When he was asked, he said that, oh, he just didn't know what came over him. It's probably the devil that came to ruin his life, that all the three women just felt the same to him, and all of them were coming on to seduce him. He just did not know what he was doing. Sadly, I think the mother-in-law chose the option of terminating her pregnancy. Medina was quite far gone in her own pregnancy. If not, she also considered the option of aborting it, because she didn't even want to have a child for this kind of terrible human being. But she was really far gone, and an abortion was not possible anymore. The sister too decided to keep her pregnancy, and today they don't talk anymore. The whole family is broken apart. The three of them have been separated for some time now. They are not on speaking terms. Two of them went ahead to have the babies. That's the two sisters now. The man had to go to jail for some time. And as at now, we're still doing psychotherapy for Medina. Her sister is sorry, has been begging, trying to get forgiveness and all of that. The case is still on. We're still trying to see what we can do to help this family. That brings me to the end of our story for now. Now, a lot of times when we commit to giving our bodies, we fail to realize that sex or knacking is a highly spiritual, highly sensitive matter. When you become one with someone at that level, a lot of connotations and meanings to it. On top of it, when you do not know boundaries between sister, brother, child, father, and all of that, there's no difference between you and an animal. What makes us humans is our ability and intelligence to be able to decipher in situations what is right and what is wrong. A lot of people that have sex offenses that picture sex offenses and fantasize about it, don't bring it to life. So if you are one of those people that's considering something like this, please ensure that you speak to a professional to help you get through it. Remove yourself from that temptation as quickly as possible. The damages you are going to incur because of 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of enjoyment is not going to be worth it at the end of the day. So let's teach also our children the art of self-control. It is very important that we guide our desires and we make sure that it doesn't hurt those that we love. Please share this story. Someone may just be in this situation and learn from this experience. Support us by sharing, by liking, by subscribing. I appreciate you so much. Take care.